Thank you very much. I would like to ask the presenter to share their presentation with us, and maybe we can put the PowerPoint presentation later on our site. And now I would like to ask Dr. Yury Zubarev to give his presentation on his experiences with cutting in Siberia for harvesting Seabuckthorn. You have the floor, and we are keen to listen to your presentation.
Hello, everybody. First of all, I would like to say that I'm absolutely excited to be online with all of you. And I would like to say greetings to Great Britain, Latvia, Sweden, Poland, okay, Finland, Germany, Hungary, Greece, of course, France, Russia, Canada, and India. So many participants, unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. And of course, I wish all of us fruitful discussion and very nice presentations. Okay, the title of my presentation is Prospects of Seabuckthorn Mechanical Harvesting in Russia. You can see my presentation. Is everything clear?
No, you need to share your screen.
Okay, I will try again. Okay.
Yes, that looks better.
At the moment, everything.
Yes, fine.
Okay. Clear?
Yes, we see the presentation.
Okay, correct. So the topic of my presentation is the prospects of Seabuckthorn mechanical harvesting in Russia. And what is the key words in these topics? This is a prospects. Prospects, not results, not overview, not nothing, but prospects. The point is there are no any industrial mechanical harvesting technology in Russia. We have only scientific experiments and research activity. So what do you think? What is the main harvesting way in Russia? Everybody knows. Of course, it's a hand picking. And I would say that 95% of all industrial plantation in Russia harvested by hand picking. And only wild bushes are sometimes collected by uncontrolled branch cuttings. So let's think a little bit about how much of wild Seabuckthorn in Russia. Wild Seabuckthorn, it means not industrial plantation, it's only Seabuckthorn growing in river bank on everywhere. So most of you are well aware about it, and the figures is about 2.5 up to 3,000 tons per year, all around Russia. It's a wild Seabuckthorn, sometimes harvested by cutting. And what do you think? Is it possible to increase the volumes of wild Seabuckthorn? Of course not. I would say that within next 5 or 10 years, the preliminary amount of harvested Seabuckthorn will be in the same level, because uncontrolled harvesting, okay? There's no reason to think that in nearest future we increase the acreage of wild Seabuckthorn, because nobody involved in this activity. So the next question, and what do you think about industrial harvest of Seabuckthorn in Russia? It means varies from industrial plantations. And I would say that the same figures, 2.5 up to 3,000 tons per year. And the colored on the screen, you can see the colored it's regions of Russia where most of berries are collected. Of course, Barnaur, the center of Altai territory, the Altai area is a well-known and wide known territory of Seabuckthorn. Here we collected, I would say, more than half of industrial berries all around Russia. And if you ask me, is it possible to increase industrial plantation in Russia in nearest future? I will tell you, no. From my point of view, in nearest future, we will stay in the same level, about 3,000 tons per hectare. We are at stagnation, and the reason for this stagnation is not the low demand of the market. In opposite, market at the moment, consumers at the moment request much more compared than the producer can produce. The main reason of stagnation of industrial Seabuckthorn acreage is the lack of labor. Nobody at the moment would like to collect berries by hands. Nobody. And you know that this problem, it's not a problem of today, okay? It's appeared something about 30 years ago. And unfortunately, only one institution in Russia was involved in investigation of this problem. The name of this institute is the Lisavenko Research Institute of Horticulture for Siberia, where for the period of 30 years, we investigated different methods of mechanical harvesting. And in opposite to Chinese situation, Europe situation, in Russia, we were focused on direct combined harvesting. I think that nowhere in the world such approach used. But in our institute, we investigate for 30 years indeed. And on this slide, you can take a look on the 5 main direction, okay, estimated ways of mechanical harvesting. Direct combined harvesting, selective branch cutting, like Andres already told, but of course, our approach was a little bit different. Total branch cutting, like in Germany, for instance, okay, vacuum picking and freezing bushes on the field and shaking. It's unbelievable, but nevertheless, such approach have been used. And today, I would like to tell you about two ways. It's a direct combined harvesting and total branch cutting. Because selective branch cuttings, this method, we just right several months ago, then we connected and have discussed with Andres, and he told me about such approach. And of course, in the future, we will focus on this method, but at the moment, we have never tried such a method of harvesting. But from my point of view, it's very, very interesting for our varieties, because our varieties little bit similar to Latvian varieties. Maybe it's a better decision compared to total branch cutting. But at the moment, we are involved in studying of total branch cutting. Okay, but first, of course, I will tell you in brief about direct combined harvesting that we investigated for 30 years. I believe that for you it could be quite interesting, because nowhere such approach have been proposed, and I'm not sure. Maybe can you see this video or not?
Yes.
Okay, so this is direct combined harvester. Take a look. The quality of video is too poor because it has been captured 10 years ago, but you can see it operating quite nice, and the bush is still looks good. And I briefly will show you. Okay, it's this combine on the basis of Jonas. It's made in Finland. You can see the process, and most important, take a look at this moment. The power of activators, the power of shaking to separate berries. Take a look. I'm not sure if you will survive in such circumstances. Take a look. Oh my God. So it's like it works. Okay. Okay. It's again my presentation. And let's discuss about pros, advantages and disadvantage of direct combine harvester. The most great advantage is the speed of harvesting. Okay, 20-30 times faster compared to hand picking. Yes, indeed. The operating speed of this combine is about 0.5 kilometers per hour. It means approximately 2 hectares per day you can collect by this combine harvester. It's absolutely amazing. And another advantage, up to 80% of berries are collected. But here you should understand that only few varieties can be collected by combine harvester. You should understand that the main feature, the most important feature, is the tear of force of berries. You saw how efficient you should shake the branches to separate berries, okay? And only few varieties can provide such efficiency, up to 80%. And it's not the only problem. Within this 10% of suitable varieties in accordance of tear of force, only in proper age, okay, these varieties are suitable for combine harvesting, only in proper age. I would say up to 5, maybe 6 years old. After that, most of varieties are not suitable because of height, because the limit for height of Seabuckthorn for such kind of harvesting is 2 meters, no more. And another very great advantage of such kind of combine harvesting is every year harvesting is possible. It means that theoretically, every year you can collect. Compared to German technology, every second year, and Latvian technology, also not every year. Here, theoretically, every year you can collect, but only theoretically, because you can see on this picture the severe damages of the bark, and such kind of damages after second or third harvesting leads to death of all plantations. It means such kind of harvesting can be used only for 1 or 2 years as maximum, no more. I repeat, after such kind of damages, after short period of harvesting, most of plantation died. So here you can see on the cons, so low quality of harvesting, severe damages to bark, and only few varieties in proper age are suitable for harvesting. And colleagues, after 30 years of investigations, we understood that this type of harvesting is not a decision for industrial plantation of Altai territory and Russia territory. And only recently we start to develop German technology, and nothing state of the art, just cutting, okay, and only few results, only brief results. It was a preliminary investigation we have started 10 years ago, and this picture show you after cutting and 1 year after cutting. Only one variety, we use only one variety for trial, for preliminary investigation. And actually you can see even berries, okay, in the second year after cutting. And but after calculation, we understand. So sorry, I would like to mention that compared to German technology and European technology, we shake berries not after freezing, but directly on the field. Directly on the field, such construction, according to our experience, most of variety sufficiently separated on this machine. Nobody cares about injuries for branches, because these branches are destroyed after that. But berries separated quite good. So this is a difference in the technology, but not a big one. So, but unfortunately, after calculation, we understood that productivity of such kind of plantation is absolutely low. Absolutely low. Take a look. Something about 1 kilo per plant. 1 kilo per plant. Every second year, it means 0.5 kilo per 1 year. And of course, here you can see additional products, additional raw materials after branch cutting in as wood part and leaves part. But who cares about wood and leaves if you can get obtained berries? And the most, I would say, the most worst problem was that after third cutting, all plantation with this cultivar have been died. So just imagine, no productivity, and the plantation died after third cutting. Why this plantation died? Have been died? I do not know, and nobody knows, because it was only preliminary investigation, have been started 10 years ago. But we decided to continue, and recently we start a more comprehensive research on in all our GM font, and our task was selection within a huge collection of Seabuckthorn varieties, the samples distinguished for high berries productivity on leader shoots. So you should understand, leader shoots, it's a long shoots after cuttings. Okay, they are different compared to ordinary shoots, and the main difference is shallow buds separating on the branch. Also, not so many berries per bud, and it leads to low productivity of so-called leader shoots. And of course, we have different types of leader shoots. Take at the left pictures, this leader shoot without branches, and take a look on right pictures, this leader shoot with branches. And also our task was to find what is the better. And only in 3 minutes I will show you some research results of previous years in accordance of through all our gem font. And this gem font includes something about 500 varieties. Just imagine 500 varieties. We selected on the 10. Which are distinguished for significant buds density on leader shoots and high ratio of berries weight compared to wood parts or branches. In the table below, you may see the parameters which have been estimated, the most important parameters for such kind of research, and only 2 tables to understand what we have. Okay, these 10 varieties, it's varieties, not only cultivars. You should understand difference between varieties and cultivars. Cultivars have names, varieties have only numbers. So here you can see varieties and cultivars, and they range on berries per bud, the raw range of berries per bud. It means here you can see that the better, the higher, the better. We can from 1.8 berries per bud up to 4.7 berries per bud. A very, very important parameter, it's a bud per 1 centimeters. The higher, the better, of course. So this preliminary the same, but range from 0.7 up to 1 bud per centimeter. And of course, weight of berries is also important, but it's sometimes depends on climate condition and so on. And here you can see that from selected varieties, the weight of 100 berries ranged from 55 up to 92 grams. And take a
look. 3 minutes.
Yes, my last table, and here you can see the most important from our point of view. It's a berries root ratio. Then I asked Andres about the ratio. It was absolutely amazing, because the best our varieties has only 71 to 90 to 29. Compared to Latvia results, it's, I would say, not so promising. But nevertheless, we have some positive results, and I think that we, at the moment, we realized the basic requirements to varieties for total branch cutting technology. It should be vigorous leader shoots growth, high amount of buds per 1 centimeter of leader shoots length, and high berry woods ratio. And of course, the dramatically important is to survive after several times of cutting. But we will understand and we will realize that a little bit later, because we are on the initial stage of our investigation. So one picture of Afina, one picture of another variety. And as conclusion, I would say that direct combined harvesting in Russia will not be implemented from my point of view in the nearest future. A selective branch cutting is promising approach, but not under investigation till now. But I think we will start this investigation in the nearest future. And the total branch cutting is possible, but only in nearest 5 years after comprehensive investigation. So, colleagues, till now only hand picking is recommended. So at the moment in Russia, only hand picking and no mechanical harvesting. Thank you so much, and sorry for your time.
Thank you very much, Yury. Interesting presentation. I would like to start with one question, what could be interesting from my point of view. When you are using this shaking equipment, what did you mention with concerning the health of the plants? Are there big damages at the trees, or mostly without damaging the bark? What is your opinion?
Thomas, I do not completely understood your question. You mentioned about direct harvesting or just shaking after?
No. The direct shaking at the bush.
Yes, unfortunately, Thomas, you saw how efficient you should shake the bushes to separate berries. And on this demonstration video, we use one of the best cultivar, okay, with lowest tier of force, okay. And even in such conditions, we should shake dramatically heavy, okay. And because of that, the several damages to bark are appearing. Several damages to bark.
Yes, I asked because I remember one presentation of Thomas Lee, who has this mechanical shaking equipment, and also mentioned that damages at the bark are a very great problem. And from the German research work, I know that the length of the perpendicular between berry and branch is very important for the question if shaking is successful or not. So I think really, if you like to use this direct shaking at the bush, it's necessary long time breeding work to select varieties that are proper for using this harvesting method.
Yes, Thomas, and one remark, it's not only long-term selection, not on long-term breeding activity should be. You should have a lot of money for such kind of combined harvesters and a lot of money for spare parts, okay? Because these fingers are destroyed very, very often, and they're too expensive. And that is why, maybe that is why we stopped such investigation, because we have no money for such expensive investigation.
Thank you very much for this really impressive presentation, and I'm glad that you follow our ideas we have erected in Mongolia maybe 7 years ago together. I have one question. If you speak about the bush yield of 0.6 to 1 kilogram, it's unbelievable less. But if I have seen your picture, you have shaken without freezing. So there were a lot of berries on a branch on your picture after shaking. I would like to ask you, if you measure the berries would not shake, and on the other side, I would like to know how many destroyed berries you have after shaking without freezing.
Yes, it's a good question, Axel. Of course, most of berries are destroyed, and such kind of shaking are only suitable for so-called for processing of Seabuckthorn, but not for eating in fresh, okay? Because the quality of berries is comparatively low. But I would say that even after hand picking, we have preliminary the same results, okay? All berries are separated without pedicle. So we have preliminary the same results, like after hand picking, like after shaking, without freezing. So the answer like that.
Seems to be no more questions. Thank you very much, Yury, again. Yes.